So the biggest motivator for us to move forward and want to try BluStream as a platform was the shift that we saw from email to text, right? And we knew if we were going to put time and energy into creating content, into developing any sort of a cadence or a sequence of communication to our existing customers, ultimately the idea is that they're going to see that content, right? That they're going to engage with it. And we saw that that was getting harder to do in email. Inboxes are more cluttered now than ever, and filters are getting harder and harder to bypass. And we were already seeing shifts in the market towards text. So that really incentivized us to jump on board with BluStream and build out those journeys in text campaigns where we want to meet our customers where they're at, where they're going to see the messaging, where they're going to engage with it.
I do wish we started sooner. I believe because we hit it so well with the communication and how much our people engaged with BlueStream in particularly or with texting, it was like, wow, why didn't we do something like this sooner? And then for us, with the partnership with BlueStream, it was just a continued easy step after easy step after easy step to be able to continue to move forward. Like, what about this idea? What about this idea? And it felt like a true partnership back and forth.
That kind of non-transactional informative education contact is definitely one of the BlueStream functions that we see as like it's super valuable even if you don't make a direct line connection to a revenue increase. It's one of those things where it's a trust builder, it's a community builder.
We've been able to be a lot more intentional with our messaging. This is like our second year into doing it, and I've changed the journey from the first year to the second year just a little bit to get more links to our website, not with commercial messaging so much, but with, hey, helpful information. Like, here's how to keep your kid practicing at home. Um, get your kid engaged, ask them what their favorite song is that they're playing right now, things like that. So it gives our voice and what our intention is in the business.
The BlueStream journeys provide a lot of information that parents may not realize they need when they get started, such as the practice tips and the um, the other information that help get kids over those plateaus that happen either in learning or maybe some of their friends quit or they're changing buildings. And that information just gives that parent more confidence to be able to talk to their child intelligently about what are you enjoying about band or orchestra and what are some challenges and here's some tips and engage them.
After our first year of BlueStream, we saw a large increase in retention from returns. And that was a pretty simple math. It was, how many did we put out this year and how many of those were returned versus the year before that? And that definitely had the only major change that we did was BlueStream that year. And so that in particularly was the biggest impact.
One of our most successful campaigns that we've run on the rental side with BluStream was for our summer prepay special. So we offer a special where our customers can prepay for the upcoming school year and get a discounted rate for doing that. So, before BluStream, we didn't have a lot of communication built around that. Again, really only an email. And even just in the first year with BluStream, we saw a 45% increase in that campaign. Over the last 3 years, we saw a 71% increase when we added more direct BlueStream communication around that campaign. And
I think the best example is when, you know, let's say we did 500 trumpet rentals last year. And if one of those trumpet rentals didn't get valve oil in the case and we missed it in our QC process, that person was able to, they didn't even have to go to our website and say, hey, I'm missing my valve oil. When they got their Welcome to Robert M. Sides rental program BlueStream message, they just wrote back and said, hey, not sure if this is the best way to get a hold of you, but we're not finding our valve oil. And, obviously I would love to be 500 for 500 on those valve oil bottles, but it really made the process of addressing any gaps in those first 30 days very easy. And
yeah, so having BlueStream connect directly with our point of sale system with TriTech. AIM, as you mentioned, is the one that we're on, has been pivotal. I mean, that's what's driving all of the data, not having to worry about, exporting and uploading and segmenting different contacts in different ways, and having that being able to communicate directly with AIM has been a game changer. Because
I just think overall working with BluStream as the team has just been phenomenal. The team itself has been part of, honestly, one of my favorite parts. As partners, as I talked about earlier, is going back and forth, working through some of the journeys, working through some of the communication that we can go send out to parents, but also, when we're going through our challenges, BluStream has continued to be able to be our support and be able to work through with us through some of our challenges. I just can't say anything more than the team itself at BluStream has been awesome.
We didn't expect to see the results that we've seen. I mean, they've been really beyond the engagement that we anticipated, but I think the proof is in the numbers, and it's showed us that people want to see this information, they want to engage with it, and they find value in that. And I think if you can provide that to your customers, that's the best thing you can do.